Have any of you realized how boring Uno is? Like, think about it. Why else are there so many different types of Uno? Because all you do in the original is wait for your turn to hopefully be able to play a card that correlates with the previous one. I know there is a whole point system, but let's be honest here, nobody follows that. Sure, maybe it'll be a good game to have friendly conversation while playing until someone places down a draw 4. But then why don't you just have a conversation? And just think about how dull the game would be in complete silence. It's your turn. Geez, if you hate Uno so much, just play something else or buy one of the spiced up versions you're saying behind the screen. And I'm here to tell you that you don't need all those recreations of Uno because the best way to play Uno can be used with the original deck. People of the internet, I present to you Match Uno. Now, if you try to look it up, you probably won't find much on it, but it's there, I think. Now, Match Uno is regular Uno with one simple change. But something you may or may not have realized is that all the cards, besides the wild cards, have one exact lookalike, same number and color. This is where the match comes in. When you or someone else places down the card that you have the match to, you'd call out match, or matchies if you're like the Quarter family who love to call it that because it bothers my dad. Then you'd place the match card down like so. This also makes it your turn and skips everyone else. After calling a match, you then place down another card that correlates with the matched card. And you have to place down another card. If you can't follow up with another one, you'd have to draw a card. So if you have a match, but you can't follow it up with another one, you'd probably just want to keep quiet. This turns Uno into a much quicker and, in my opinion, a much more fun game. And it definitely gets more chaotic, especially with a lot of people. And you might end up being the one who never gets to have their turn. Match, match, matchies. Match, match. I already matched the draw for you, Ninny. Match, match. Hey, it's your turn. And it's a draw 2. Well, this could be the best way to play Uno. For some reason, whenever I try to teach it to anyone, nobody wants to give it a chance. It's much easier to get people into it when it's someone brought over to our house where everyone plays it this way. But when it comes to just one or two of us with other people, they chicken out saying it's too confusing. I have 2 strong memories of this happening to me. The first one was at a Young Women activity, where after doing something, I can't remember, it's not important, all the girls wanted to play Uno, where my sister and I explained to them what Match Uno was. And of course they kept an open mind, took the time to understand the rules, and had fun. Just kidding, you knew that was a lie. The next group of people I tried to teach were my friends in sophomore year of high school. And since they were some of my most dearest friends, they were excited to see what new way to play such an iconic game would be. Nope, they didn't even make it through one round of Match Uno. Well, at least we were able to start a game. And that's how I stopped talking to my friends. Just kidding, I still talk to them, but I almost never played Uno with them. But come on, just because it requires you to take some time to adjust to the rules doesn't make it not worth playing. Come on, Licia, you and everyone else claims you to be the Uno queen, but you aren't even bold enough to take on Match Uno. I like to take a moment to say I don't hold a grudge against anyone during these. I hardly even talk about this. Anyways, back to. I know it's easy for me to say it's the best way to play because I grew up playing Uno like this and had some of the most entertaining rallies to look back on. So for the rest of you who have never played before, all I ask is that you try it and have an open mind, which is something I should work on with other things. And when you have a firm grasp on the rules, you can try it out with other forms of Uno. One I highly recommend is Match Flip Uno. I only recently tried it, and I find having to flip your cards around adds to the chaos, and the cards on the flip side are pretty. If any of you decide to try play Match Uno, let me know what you think of it. And if you already knew about this way of playing Uno, who taught you? Because for my family, it started with my grandma, who was trying to make Uno more entertaining for 5 rambunctious boys.